Welcome back to Umineko. It's been a little while since I recorded, but that's fine. We're gonna get right back into things and continue off where we left. Now, Kinzo certainly had plenty to say last time we played regarding the storm that seems so planned for him now. He's got his sacrifices ready to offer. The demon's roulette is ready to begin. Seems like things are finally starting to ramp up. We've had our introductions, and now things are being set into motion. The gears are turning. Aside from Kinzo, we had plenty of Maria and Rosa interaction after the scene from the end of episode 4, where Maria claims she'd gotten a white umbrella from a Beatrice, and Rosa's attempts to find an alternate explanation and figure out where she got it from, obviously not believing Maria. So that is where we are. That's where we left off. I did take a skim through last episode to refresh myself on everything. It's just been a couple of weeks, but I'm excited to see where we go from here. So let's begin. Can the weather change how people act? You often hear stories about how things like atmospheric pressure can influence people's moods and physical health. For some time now, everyone had been struggling to clear the gloomy atmosphere. But any conversation was quickly cut off, and in the end, the dining hall was simply filled by the sound of the rain. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but there's an instantaneous change in atmosphere, not just physically, but you can feel it too. They mentioned the gloominess of it, but there's definitely a different feeling to things now. The storm was approaching, and that kind of gave a weird ominous feeling in the beginning of the game. But now the storm is here. And now it feels more like tension. You know, you're waiting for something to start. You're waiting for things to happen, never knowing when it's going to come. Dessert was some kind of chocolate cake accompanied by pear sherbet. Goda-san enthusiastically explained the recipe as soon as this final dish was presented, but I quickly forgot the details. The guest of honor, grandfather, was absent, the weather was horrible, and the identity of one who'd lent Maria an umbrella remained a mystery. When dinner ended, no one felt even one bit refreshed. It was too late now, but I realized painfully that taste wasn't the only important part of a meal. The whole atmosphere was critical. Goda-san, the supposed conductor of this musical piece called dinner, did his best to enliven the place. The musical piece called dinner. I like that. Dropping little jokes left and right, but apparently not one of them succeeded. Yeah, no one's in the mood for that. See, it's not just the atmosphere that feels on edge. It's everyone else. After taking orders for after-dinner coffee, tea, and orange juice, he left for the kitchen. As soon as he disappeared, Uncle Kraus spoke.
やれやれ。せっかくゴーダが腕を振るってくれた晩餐も、こうも沈み込んでしまっては実に味気ないというものだ。
Man.
まったくね。今日は何を食べても美味しく感じられない、そういう気分よ。
I love the sound of just the rain, no music. It really helps set the atmosphere.
ほう。
I'm the kind of person that can really enjoy, I really enjoy the sound of rain outside. It helps me relax, but there are times like this where rather than it being a relaxing noise, it comes with that tension, that edge.
どうしてそういう気分なのか聞きたいね。心が晴れ晴れできるよう、兄として後で協力させてもらうよ。
Oh yes. Kraus the Saint. Make sure you cheer up. Aunt Eva grimaced slightly. I'd already heard she wasn't on good terms with Uncle Kraus, but it was pretty clear now. When I looked around, I noticed that my father and Aunt Rosa were also grimacing. Apparently, there was something besides the weather troubling all of them. Yeah, there was a conversation that was had.
エヴァおばさんもうちの親父もずいぶん機嫌が悪そうっすね。
No, no one is.
そう。私はそうは思いませんよ。
Oh yeah? You look the most miserable of all, but you're always miserable looking, Natsuhi. I asked Aunt Natsuhi, who was sitting on my right, but she seemed to be in a bad mood as well. She snapped back as if to say she was absolutely not interested.
まあちょいと大人な話で込み入ってな。
Is that what you call it? Complicated? Extremely aggressive.
バトラ君たち子供は気にせんでええ話や。なあ夏日さん、キリエさん。
I mean, it's not like they're at the age where they wouldn't understand if they were told. I guess it's more of a none of your business thing and not a you'll get it when you're older kind of thing. Uncle Hideyoshi laughed as he spoke, but without his usual brightness, so I could vaguely imagine just how complicated their adult conversation had become. Uncle Hideyoshi is always the mood bringer, always the one cheering everyone up. But even Battler realizes there's not quite the same spark in his voice. On top of that, even Aunt Natsuhi and Kairi-san, the people he had directed his comment to, ignored him as though they hadn't heard anything. No one wants to talk. I'm sure everyone wants to be alone. Instead of forced to be around all the people you've just had, like, really bad scenes with. I didn't know what kind of conversation they'd been having while us kids were away, but it reminded me of how Dad said he had stomach cramps when we arrived at the mansion. The family conference might have been a playful reunion to us kids, but it was definitely different for the adults. After Uncle Hideyoshi's comment was ignored by the other adults, an awkward silence fell over the room. Kairi-san spoke up.
子供たちの進路はどうなるのかしらとか、そういう話よ。
I mean, were you?
バトラ君は将来はどうするの？
I mean, technically, your parents' futures tie into your futures, but...
ぼんやりと大学進学？そんなのじゃ長い人生レースのスタートラインとしては心細いわよ。
as a starting line for the long race of life.
あいたたたたたた。キリエさん、飯の最中にそんな話されちまったら消化不良で便秘になっちまうぜ。
I should be saying Kitty-san, shouldn't I? Not Kyrie. Kitty. Kyrie is a mispronunciation. Just my English brain, I guess. Yeah, Battler's like, nah, we can talk about that some other time.
そうやそうや。バトラ君やジェシカちゃんの進路の話をしとったんや。将来のことは真剣に考えんとあかんで。
Don't pass on the bad mood to the kids, Jesus. Hideyoshi heartily agreed as if they had really been talking about that. But that was probably wrong. Kitty-san had obviously been trying to change the subject. However, if Kitty-san had determined that this was the best course of action for now, then she probably was right. Taking this into account, I cast aside my suspicions as to the cause behind Aunt Ava and Dad's bad moods. At long last, the serving cart returned, filled with coffee and tea. Man, that rain just keeps pounding. Kumasawa-san and Shanin-chan served it to everyone. Goda-san then explained that this concluded tonight's meal. If only the mood had been a bit more cheery, it might have been the best dinner in my life. It was a shame this best of dinners couldn't have been under the best conditions. That good, huh? Maria is fine. Maria's not letting any of the sour mood at the table bother her. She remains a little ball of sunshine.
これでおしまいだよ。
はしてないわよ。
お席について落ち着いてジュースを飲みなさい。
Maria looked like she was really excited by the occasional crashing thunder. Maybe she wanted to quickly finish eating and run over to the window. She had been fidgeting for a while, waiting for the meal to end. She excited by the thunder, or does she want to go see her new friend who gave her the umbrella? Some people are afraid of thunder, while others find it interesting, and Maria was apparently one of the latter sort. I'm definitely one of the latter as well. I like rain. Thunderstorms are fun. Therefore, when she heard from George Aniki that dinner was over, a huge smile broke across her face. She then rose from her seat, took out her handbag, which she had set under the seat, never having left it when she was eating, and began fishing around inside of it. Oh, no one seemed particularly concerned by this behavior. What you got in there, Maria? George was the first to notice it. As he spoke, Battler noticed too. Oh. They saw that Maria was now holding a beautiful Western-style envelope. Was that... Was that sound a... No. Okay. No, the sound was not a cue for something being unlocked, I guess. It sounded like a cue that something in... Yeah. But I guess it was just a sound effect. They saw that Maria... Oh, I said that. On the front of the envelope, the Ushiromiya family crest, the one-winged eagle, was done in gold leaf. Furthermore, the fact that it was sealed with dark red wax made it clear that this wasn't something Maria could have brought as a prank.
Maria-chan, それは何?
Oh. It seemed the Natsuhi had also noticed the strangeness of the envelope Maria was holding. Her voice sounded too serious for someone admonishing a small child, so the relatives around us finally noticed too. Almost looks like an invitation of sorts. Did Beatrice give her this along with the umbrella? Possibly.
どうしたよ、夏日姉さん。
それ何?
Oh man, everyone's freaking out.
Maria.
They seem to know what it is. No?
その封筒は金蔵さんの。
When Nanjo muttered that, even us kids could understand why everyone seemed to be frozen solid. The envelope that Maria held was one of the Ushiromiya family head's custom-made envelopes for private use. In other words, it could only mean one thing. This envelope contained a message from Kinzo. Where would she have gotten it, if not when she got the umbrella?
どうしてそんな封筒がここにあるんだね。こいつは面白いもんが飛び出してくるぜ。
Man, everyone is freaking out about this. Holy shit. She's gonna read it. That's funny. Oh, you were told to. Uncle Hideyoshi tried to snatch the envelope out from Maria's hands, but she protected it as though hugging it, and didn't let go. Yeah, that's weird that Hideyoshi just immediately tried to, like, get dibs on it. What's that about? That's strange.
Maria-chan, その封筒はどうしたの?
Here we go. Yeah. Alright, alright. Good job following instructions, Maria. Oh god. Alright. Maria the Witch's Messenger.
この島の魔女様は随分と洒落てるじゃねえかよ。
Maria. Okay. Battler tried to joke about it, but no one laughed.
それで中には何て書いてあるのかしら。
Oh my god, everyone's like drooling at the mouth. They want to know what it says. Please do. Maria casually opened the envelope. It was sealed only with wax, so she just had to remove the sealing wax to open it. That sealing wax fell onto the desk. Hideyoshi hastily picked it up and stared fixedly at it. Hideyoshi, calm down. You're like more amped about this than anyone else. It's weird. He then set it in the center of the table where Natsuhi, Kairi, and Nanjo stared at it. Imprinted in the sealing wax was the one-winged eagle, which was the Ushiromiya family crest and also Kinzo's personal crest.
これは当主様の紋章。
Has it been that long, I guess, since they've seen a personal message from Kinzo made in this way? They're freaking out, but what if it's something as simple as, like, Kinzo handed the letter to Maria and said, read this to your family after dinner. I don't know, maybe I'm misunderstanding something. Right.
でもこのお屋敷にはそれと同じ紋章がいくつもあるのでは？
He probably is the only one. Oh, it's from a ring. Oh, the ring he took off. No? He took a ring off his finger last episode and threw it. Was he removing the... Okay, here. Ring... removed. Alright. Sorry, I just need to write that down. Okay. So I guess it's slightly different or unique from the crest symbols you find elsewhere. Or at least it's a one-of-a-kind thing.
そうとは限らんよ。親族であれば一度くらいは親父の手紙を受け取ったことはある。
At least once. So this is a really rare occurrence then.
その風浪をもとに偽の紋章を作り、親父殿を語って刻印した可能性が否めない。
Okay. Alright.
兄貴に同感だ。風浪に刻印されている紋章がどれだけ親父のものに酷似していたとしても
Stay suspicious.
間違いなく親父のものであるとは証明不能だぜ。
I mean, I get why they have their suspicions. Definitely, you know, you got the family all fighting for, you know, an inheritance and all that. If someone were to quote-unquote get a real letter from Kinzo, that might be the be-all end-all of the discussion. He decided things and that's how it happened. So I get someone might try to fake that, write a fake letter from Kinzo to try and, you know, fake their way into what Kinzo's wishes are.
だからその封筒
So it's good to be
が
wary
親
of
父
it.
のものであるという証拠にはならない。
Is there more proof? Possibly.
私も全く同じよ。
Yeah, everyone's a bit, you know, tilting their head saying,
南條
the
先生、
wax is not
曖昧な
absolute
言
proof,
葉は
is
慎んで
what
いた
they're
だける
saying.
かしら。
Jeez, he just said one thing. Alright. One after another, all of the siblings from Kraus on downwards rejected Nanjo's statement, saying that the envelope Maria held wasn't necessarily from Kinzo. They were afraid. They feared from the bottom of their hearts that Kinzo's intentions were written in there. Yeah, there's that too. It's much easier to reject it as fake if you don't like the words that Kinzo has to say, because they aren't from his mouth, and so you could say, oh, well, it's probably not real. So there's two sides to the denying its authenticity. And then it might be some announcement regarding the inheritance that would be decidedly unfavorable to them.
マリア、その封筒は傘を貸してくれた人がくれたのね。ふうじゃわからないでしょ。そうなの？
Alright, yeah. Let's not get into our arguments right now. Please, no more of that. Oh. Look at that.
つまり魔女ベアトリーチェが傘と一緒にマリアちゃんにその封筒を。
Maria nodded forcefully.
主人に。
Yeah, no one wants to hear about it now. I mean, they want to hear what it has to say, but no one wants to acknowledge that it might be real.
得体の知れない何者かが手渡した怪文書です。読むにも値しません。
I think it's worth reading.
読むくらいいいじゃねえかよ。な。
Battler said it to Jessica in a small voice, trying to act tough. But Natsuhi heard him and clearly glared at him with threatening eyes.
それでマリアはベアトリーチェに食事が終わったら読めって言われたんだな。
Right. Man, the wind now. Was that wind always there? I think it was just the rain to begin with. Now the wind's picked up.
いいじゃないの皆さん。これはおじい様の封筒ではなく、ベアトリーチェの封筒。誰が書いたのかはともかく、中身を聞いてからの判断でもいいんじゃないかしら。
そうやな。お父さんが書いたとは限らんが、中身が気になるのは事実や。
Everyone's curious. Everyone's really curious.
さっきは無理やり取ろうとしてすまんかった。
Yeah, it was a little weird, buddy. But apology accepted, I guess.
謝るからみんなの前でそれ読み上げてくれんか。
マリア、読みなさい。
I'm surprised everyone's okay with Maria reading it. Rather than wanting to see it, the words with their own eyes. Well, I'm sure they will after, but even still. Letting a child read such an important letter, I'm surprised everyone's okay with the conditions that Maria stated. As all the relatives stared fiercely at Maria, she spread open the letter open with a rustle.
本当に親父の手紙だと思うか。
ありえんね。
Impossible, he says.
親父殿が私たちに何かを発表するときは直接でなければいつだって
That doesn't make it impossible. That just makes it unlikely.
このようなこじゃれた方法でするとは思えんね。
It is
そうよ。
It is strange that Beatrice had it, which makes me think, I don't know, possibly that Kinzo having the seal is just borrowing it from Beatrice. You know, it's technically her thing that he had to end up using for some reason or another, who knows. And so this letter is actually from Beatrice, maybe? Possibly?
マリアをメッセンジャーに？
Oh, come on.
それこそお父様の趣味じゃないわよ。ローザ、これはマリアちゃんが私たちを脅かそうという何か
How
の
would
隠し絵
Maria
なんでしょ。
have faked this letter and the wax seal?
マリアはそんな気の利いたことができる子じゃないわ。
When you put it like that, yeah, she's gonna be like, hey. She's just not even paying attention. The words came out of Maria's mouth, but for some reason, her voice seemed different than usual. Everyone suddenly went silent. Oh, different.
ロッケン島へようこ
Whoa!
そ後宮家の皆様方
Who is this? And what have you done with Maria? What the fuck? This is definitely a letter from Beatrice. Which makes me think that the seal, or the symbol at least, is Beatrice's, not Kinzo's, and Kinzo somehow adopted it. In a way. For himself. Either by, you know, his own volition or by force. It had to become the family crest. I don't know. Alright, so is Beatrice somehow speaking through Maria here? What is going on with this voice?
私は金蔵様にお仕えしております当家顧問錬金術師のベアトリーチェと申します
The alchemist for this family employed. The alchemist employed by Kinzo. Interesting. Employed by him.
そんなアホな
黙って
Some people are taking this seriously.
長年にわたり
Oh my god.
に従いお仕えしてまいりましたが
This is so weird. Maria, stop.
その契約
What are you
の
doing?
締めに
Stop.
変更されました
Jesus. I can't take this voice. It's so strange to hear it. Alright, wait. This is important. Certain for many years in accordance with our contract. So a contract was made. Announced the final
よっ
suspension.
て本日をもちまして当家顧問錬金術師のお役目を終了させていただきますことをどうかご了承くださいませ
Alchemist. Okay.
くだらんざれ言だ
Very interesting music, by the way. It's fun. I like it.
聞くに耐えません
さてここで皆様に契約の一部をご説明しなければなりません
Is it that everyone here is a potential sacrifice?
私ベアトリーチェは金蔵様にある条件とともに
Okay.
莫大な黄金の貸与をいたしました
Contract was made. Gold lent. I need to learn as much as I can about Kinzo's past and nature of the contract.
その条件とは契約終了時に黄金
Oh.
の全てを返還すること
Is it all still present? Interesting. Is it all still in gold form, or is it dispersed into various, you know, businesses and funds and...
そして利息として後宮家の全てを頂戴できるという
Everything? Okay. This is something I had talked about a lot before. Receive everything of the Ushiromiya family as interest. Made a contract for gold. She gets all of it back upon termination and gets the entire Ushiromiya family as interest.
むちゃくちゃや
What does that mean? She gets everything of the Ushiromiya family.
初めっからむちゃくちゃだぜ
要するにあれだろ
It, like, what encompasses everything of them? Is it just their wealth, their fortune? Is it the people now belong to her too? The whole family belongs to her?
よくある悪魔の契約みたいなやつなんだろ
Yeah, like you sold off the souls of your family or something. Like a deal with the devil, and your children and your children's children all belong, their souls all belong to the family alchemist witch now.
ねえ契約がおしまいってことになるから利子を返いいんや長年の退職金のつもりかな
There's this distinct divide here between the family members that are taking it seriously and the family members that are joking around and just find this all rather amusing. You know, you have some with their mouths agape and they're just like, oh fuck, and this is crazy, and the other half's just like, heh, that's funny, you know, this is fun.
ちゃっかりした魔女だぜ。
Cheeky witch.
バトラ君、今は茶化さない方がいい。
Yeah. Big divide here. Yeah, exactly. Battler's like, really? This of all things is crossing the line to make fun of?
これだけをお聞きならば、皆様は金蔵様のことを
Maria.
なんと無慈悲なのかとお嘆きにもなられるでしょう。
Is
しか
he?
し金蔵様は皆様に富と名誉を残す機会を設けるため、特別な条項を追加されました。
A chance to preserve it.
その条項が満たされた時に限り、私は黄金と利子を回収する。
Oh, it's all or nothing. It's not like each person... Okay. So they have a chance to preserve their wealth and honor. Somehow. And if they succeed here, everything is no longer Beatrice's. I thought it was more of an individual thing, like each person has the right to fight for their what they have, but no, it's the whole family has to somehow prove themselves here.
特別な条項？
それは何よ。
These guys are taking it very seriously.
特別条項。契約終了時にベアトリーチェは黄金と利子を回収する権利を持つ。た
Okay.
だし、隠された契約の黄金を暴いた者が現れた時、
Find the gold and it's no longer
ベアト
hers.
リーチェはこの権利をすべて永遠に放棄しなければならない。利子の回収はこれより行いますが、もし皆様のうちの誰か一人でも特別条項を満たせたなら。
Alright, we're on a timer now. We're on a countdown. We need to find the gold before the interest is collected.
すでに回収した分も含めてすべてお返し
Everything goes back, okay?
なお、回収の手始めとしてすでに後宮本家の家督を受け継いだことを示す後宮家当主の指輪をお預かりさせていただきました。
Okay. Yeah, he threw away the ring. Beatrice has it now. So it's the first step, the head's ring.
封印のろうそくにてそれをどうかご確認くださいませ。
これがそうだというのか。親父が指輪を手放すなどありえん。
Head's ring. Okay. Cross stared at the sealing wax as if trying to burn a hole through it. Eva and Rudolph were doing the same thing over his shoulder.
確かにチェスの時、金蔵さんの指に何か足りんような違和感は感じ取りました。
南條先生。おぼろげな記憶でいい加減なことを言わないように。
He's just like, well, now that I think about it.
本当に指輪をおじい様は誰かに手渡したのか、この手紙が本当の話かどうかはおじい様に直接確認すればいいだけの話。
Everyone seems quite ready to believe the supernatural, you know? They don't all seem too surprised by this. They're more just worried that it might be true rather than speculative, you know, of this whole witch thing.
キリエさんの言う通りだわ。
果たして金蔵さんがそれを答えてくる。あの人のお考えは時に人の世の常識では。
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he actually talks to you guys. He hasn't talked to anyone else, any of his family since getting here.
第一、黄金幻想自体が親父殿のまやかしだ。ありもしない黄金の話を始めるのはお前たちだけで十分だ。
でも魔女様はおっしゃってるわよ。
They seem convinced the witch is quite real.
黄金を見つけた者に家督とすべての財産を引き渡すってね。 つまりベアトリーチェ様はお父様の顧問弁護士もしくは金庫番でもあられるってことじゃないのかしら。
このような怪しげな文章を子供に託すような怪人物を信用することなどできません。
Well,
兄貴、腹を割ってもらうぜ。
the way Maria started talking like that, like almost like Beatrice was speaking through her, it seems like Beatrice has things under control. Like she has some sort of power control over the situation and what's going on here.
兄貴の知らない人物が親父の財産管理をしているようなことはあり得るのか。
いや、それはない。私は当主代行として親父殿の全ての財産を把握して、私に知られずにそれらを自由にできる人間はいないはずだ。
じゃあつまりクラウス兄さんの把握していない財産ってことじゃない。
Something off the books.
バカな、そんなものあるわけがない。
Not possible.
あるわよ。
Yeah, you were saying something. Use "that's impossible" a lot, Kraus. When clearly the things you say are possible, just unlikely. You overuse that word.
兄さんが把握していないお父様の資産。
The gold?
そんなものあるわけがありません。
いや、あるで。それがお父さんの、いや、ベアトリーチェの。
Everyone's all in on this gold now.
話を整頓しよう。つまり親父には兄貴も知らない腹心がいた。そしてそいつはずっと黄金の番と運用を任され、あるいは悪魔の契約まがいのルールで。
All right, so it's not that they're immediately believing the witch story, I think. It's just that they're looking at this in a more realistic way, where they're saying, by quote-unquote witch or alchemist, it's a third party who has been, you know, underhandedly dealing with Kinzo and some of his wealth by making a deal with them in the past. And now the contract of that deal is coming up, and, you know, everything's going to be fulfilled in terms with finishing that contract. Are they just looking at it in pure, like, non-supernatural way? Just, it's literally a guy who, a person who, you know, at one point lent Kinzo quite a hefty sum of money. Or literally gold.
息子兄弟の誰がふさわしいか試したいということなのかしら。
A test. Kitty's question was one that all the siblings wanted answered. Upon reflection, they realized that Kinzo's strange epitaph had hung in the hall beneath the witch's portrait for quite some time, and while it had been long whispered that whoever solved the puzzle would receive everything, no one had ever clearly stated it. Oh, so it's... Right, so it's never been... Really quickly, let me take a look at the riddle here. It's just on how to find it, right? Shall attain the power of the Golden Land's treasures. Okay. It was just something that everyone had hoped might be true. And right here, right now, the thing they'd hoped for had been clearly stated in Beatrice's letter. It clearly specified that everything of the Ushiromiya family would be given to the one who found the gold. Still going, Maria.
私の肖像画の下に碑文にて公示されております。条件は碑文を読むことができるものすべてに公平に。
Kinzo wants someone to find it, because otherwise Beatrice takes everything, right? Or at this point he doesn't care, actually. Some of his ramblings have been like, take everything I own, I just want to see you again. So maybe he doesn't care, or maybe even doesn't want anyone to find it. Okay.
それではどうか今宵を金蔵様との知恵比べにて存分にお楽しみくださいませ。今宵が知的かつ優雅な夜になるよう心より。
That makes me wonder how long this night is going to last, actually.
黄金のベアトリーチェ。
Beatrice the Golden. Golden Witch. Lindsay the Gold. Oh.
返事をしてください。
The door to Kinzo's study was being violently, harshly beaten against over and over again like a percussion instrument. The yells coming from the other side belonged to Kraus, Rudolph, and sometimes Eva. It was the siblings who were trying to intrude upon Kinzo's study to question him about the truth behind that mysterious letter. Is he in there? He is. Kinzo was eating. An elegant tablecloth was set over the desk, and the fabulous dinner that had adorned the table down in the dining hall was reproduced here. Kinzo continued his meal in silence. Shannon, taking away the empty plate, looked uncomfortably between the door being pounded on and Kinzo's face. There was just Shannon and Kinzo in the room. Hmm.
神と我が晩餐が沈黙を尊ぶ。黙らせますか。
God and my meals both hold silence as a virtue. Is he talking about God, or is he... I mean, Beatrice holds silence as a virtue, won't speak to him no matter how much he please, and he obsesses over Beatrice almost as if she is his God. It almost makes me feel like he's referring to Beatrice as God here, like, Beatrice won't talk to me. She's silent. I don't know. Just a thought. Oh, Genji's in here too. Kinzo enjoyed his food, apparently indifferent. Genji quietly lowered his head and took a single step back. As he did, Kanon, who stood in reserve like a shadow behind and to the side of Genji, opened his mouth. Got everyone in here.
Maria様がベアトリーチェ様より手紙を受け取られたとのことで、その真偽を確かめたいのでしょう。
That she has. You gave her the ring, it's begun.
さあ、ベアトリーチェ、かけるコインに不足はあるまい。存分に今宵を楽しもうではないか。
I am worried about what's going to happen tonight.
負ける気はないぞ。お前の微笑みは永遠に私のものだ。もう一度見られるなら、富も名誉も我が命すらも惜しくはない。さて、ルーレットは回り始めた。
The demon's roulette.
ボールはどのポケットに落ちるのか。ノワールか、ルージュか。
Noir Rouge.
それとも親の総取りか。
Black, red, or house.
さあ始めるがいい、ベアトリーチェ。私が再びお前に奇跡の力というものを見せてやる。
Power of miracles. Oh man. Two hours later. All right. Good stuff. It is beginning. Things are ramping up. Let's see. Where are we at? 45 minutes-ish, roughly. All right. I will switch to the next episode. So thank you all for watching. I mean, the Maria messenger, saying the letter was fucking mind-blowing to me. That was so strange. It was Beatrice, like, talking through her somehow. It was crazy. So, wait, one thing we did get, okay, we're slowly learning about the contract. We knew basically that it existed, but we didn't really know anything about it. But now we know Beatrice gave the gold to Kinzo under the conditions that when the contract was up, which would be when he removed his ring, or I guess maybe just returned his ring. When the contract was up, he would return every last bit of the gold and all of the Ushiromiya family as interest, which is a strange thing to say. I still don't know what you mean by all of the family. Like, I'm worried it's not just money here. It's their lives too in some way, or their souls or something. They belong to you somehow. And so it's time. And so Beatrice is going to start collecting her interest. Now, is collecting your interest... Oh, we have the letter here. Wonderful. Cool. Okay. Is collecting your interest... I'm just worried, like, is there an order to it? Kind of like we have this order of, like, sacrifices that are made and all that. But this is more like a step-by-step thing to get the gold, not for Beatrice to collect her interest. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. So we're on a time limit here. We need to find the gold before Beatrice is done collecting. Whatever that means, however long that takes. They keep talking about tonight. They keep talking about tonight's the night. It's the big game. Everyone's going to be dancing and singing along to the tune, and everything's going to happen tonight. So maybe everything needs to be done tonight. Maybe Beatrice is going to collect her interest tonight, and that's our time limit. It makes sense, it lasts like the duration of the storm and all that. I don't know. Very interesting. We will see how it plays out. Okay. Still love Maria's change of voice during the message. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'm going to switch over to the next episode. So I will catch you in episode 7. See you there. Bye.